In blackest day, in darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware Green Lantern's light. I saw Green Lantern back in June, shortly after it released on June 17th. And I enjoyed it. This movie exceeded my expectations. I've been a huge fan of the Green Lantern since his first animated appearance in the Challenge of the Super Friends Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 70s, and I've been familiar with the other Green Lanterns and most of the backstory from the DC animated universe that aired throughout the 90s and early 2000s, some comics and Wikipedia, so I'm pretty familiar with the Green Lantern mythology. When I saw the first trailer for this film, the trailer did not look good at all. The CGI in the trailer looked horrible, and it just showed Ryan Reynolds playing with the ring. It didn't even, other than that short scene with Abin Sur, the purple alien, this did not look like a Green Lantern film. It looked like a fan trailer. This was a horrible trailer, but I was still willing to give the film a chance. Then I saw the second trailer. Then this trailer looked more like the Green Lantern film. This trailer looked more like the Green Lantern comic and animated series and stuff. This looked more like the comic book, and I thought this would be a pretty good popcorn superhero flick. When I went to the theaters, it was more than that. This film exceeded my expectations. Everybody, including Ryan Reynolds, who I didn't think would be good for this role due to the fact he's mostly done comedy. The last two roles I saw him in was Deadpool, Wade Wilson in X-Men Wolverine Origins, and Hannibal King in Blade Trinity. So those were comedy roles. I didn't think he could pull off a serious role like Hal Jordan. Man, like I said before, all the actors, including Ryan Reynolds, exceeded my expectations and gave strong performances. Michael Clark Duncan was an awesome voice for Kilowog. Kilowog looked so lifelike. I actually thought that was Michael Clark Duncan inside the suit, but it was just a voice. Kilowog was CGI. He looked completely lifelike. Mark Strong looks like Sinestro and sounds like Sinestro, and Clancy Brown was awesome as the voice of the entity Parallaxes. All the other actors were good. They resembled their comic book counterparts in terms of appearance. One character, Hector, they deviated from his comic book origin a little bit, but I can see why they did that for the purpose of this film. And they also deviated from Parallax's origin. I also love how, like I said before, I love how this whole film, it was like I was watching the Green Lantern comic on screen. Abin Sur, the world, the Green Lanterns, the Green Lantern sectors that they stay at, where Sinestro is giving his epic speech, was awesome, and just like the comic, it looked just like the comic. The story is that millions of years before the Earth was formed, the Guardians of the Universe forged several rings and created the intergalactic space police called the Green Lantern, and sent him to 3,600 sectors. One certain Green Lantern, Abin Sur, defeated the entity that feeds on fear, Parallaxes. Of course, he's the entity that feeds on fear. He draws the fear out of his opponents and sucks them dry. By imprisoning him in one of the sectors, Parallaxes, by imprisoning him on one of the planets. My bad. Parallaxes in the present day somehow escapes and attacks Abin Sur, wounding Abin Sur greatly. Abin Sur has to stop at Earth, and it is here before dying. He gives his ring to Hal Jordan. So throughout the film, Hal Jordan, who's at the beginning of the film is a cocky ace pilot, has to learn maturity, responsibility of the ring, and protect his world from Parallaxes. Like I said, I love the chemistry between the characters. I love how this wasn't just a popcorn flick. They tried to tell a, just like with Thor, they tried to tell a story here. I love the story. I love the chemistry and the story between Hector and Hal, and just everything. This was an awesome film. It exceeded my expectations, and it deserved more than what it got. A lot of critics bashed it, and the film didn't make much at the box office, but it deserves more than this. This was better than X-Men First Class. I hate that movie. In my opinion, that's the worst and most overrated comic book superhero movie of this year. And this, like I said before, this was awesome. When it comes out on DVD, I'm going to be buying the DVD. Warner Bros. Despite the bad box office, they said they still intend to pursue a sequel. So I hope that happens. I'm going to try to buy the DVD, and hopefully the DVD can boost the sales for a sequel. So yeah, like I said before, this film was awesome. It's one of my favorite films of the summer. Okay, Doug out.